Someone misunderstands you in a group conversation. Before they have finished speaking, you feel the explanation rising. You want to correct the impression, provide the missing context, and make sure no one leaves with the wrong idea. Your words speed up because the longer the misunderstanding exists, the more dangerous it feels. Then you notice another person in the room. They are challenged, questioned, or interpreted unfairly, but they do not rush. They pause. They answer the part that matters. They do not submit every piece of evidence about themselves. The room may not agree with them, yet their calm creates a kind of weight. One of the clearest signs of quiet confidence is not the ability to win every explanation. It is the ability to survive being temporarily misunderstood. This does not mean allowing false accusations, harmful rumors, or important errors to spread. Some situations require a direct correction. The difference is whether you explain to clarify reality, or explain to control every person's opinion of you. The second goal is impossible. Other people build impressions from their history, mood, expectations, and limited view. Even a perfect explanation enters a mind you do not control. When you try to manage every interpretation, you can become trapped in endless updates to a story that was never fully yours. Picture your identity as a solid object on a table. When confidence is fragile, every comment feels like a hand pushing the object toward the edge. You rush to hold it in place. When confidence is steadier, the object has more weight. A passing opinion may touch it without moving it very far. Over-explaining often begins as a safety behavior. You add details to prevent rejection. You justify a boundary, so the other person cannot call you selfish. You explain a decision so no one thinks you are careless. You tell the entire story, because a simple no feels morally incomplete. Each extra sentence is an attempt to close every possible door to criticism, but extra detail can create the opposite effect. It may make a clear decision sound uncertain. It may invite negotiation. It may signal that the other person's approval is required before your choice becomes valid. The explanation grows like a rope you keep handing to the other person, giving them more material to pull. A useful mental model is the clarity line. Say enough to communicate the truth, the boundary, or the decision. Stop when you cross from clarity into self-defense. The exact line changes by situation, but you can often feel the shift. The first sentences explain what is happening. The later sentences begin asking for permission to be understood. For example, I cannot attend because I already have a commitment is clear. Adding a detailed history of how the commitment was scheduled, why it matters, who will be there, how guilty you feel, and why you hope no one is disappointed, may not increase clarity. It may reveal fear. Quiet confidence does not require coldness. You can be warm and concise. Thank you for inviting me. I cannot make it, but I hope it goes well. The boundary remains, and the relationship is still respected. The same principle applies when someone disagrees with your opinion. You can state your reasoning, answer a sincere question, and listen to theirs. You do not have to repeat the point until they finally surrender. Disagreement is not always a communication failure. Sometimes two people understand each other. They just choose different conclusions. It happens. This can be difficult for people who learned that safety depends on being easy. If conflict once felt dangerous, explanation may have become a way to reduce tension. The habit makes sense, but what protected you back then makes you feel small now. A practical step is to pause before answering the imagined accusation. Listen for what was actually said. Often we respond to the harshest possible interpretation. Someone asks why you chose this. and we hear a demand to prove our worth. A simple question receives a courtroom defense, which is exhausting. Try answering in layers. Give the short truth first and then wait. If the person needs more detail and asks respectfully, you can add it. You are not withholding. You are allowing the conversation to reveal what is needed. Another step is to remove apology words from your neutral daily decisions. Sorry, but I need to leave at 5, can just become I need to leave at 5. Apologies are for when you caused harm. Stop framing ordinary needs as offenses. Pay attention to your body. Over-explaining comes with fast speech and shallow breathing. A 2-second pause can interrupt the reflex. Silence may feel like danger, but it also gives your words shape. A calm answer is easier to hear. There will still be people who misunderstand you. It is inevitable. Some misunderstandings can be corrected. Some are maintained for someone else's benefit. Not every false impression deserves immediate access to your energy. The goal is not to become mysterious or emotionally unavailable. It is to stop treating every single opinion as an emergency notification. Your character is built from patterns. It is larger than one comment in one room. There is a useful difference between correction and persuasion. Correction says, that detail is not accurate. Here is what happened. Persuasion says, you must now see me the way I want to be seen. The first may be necessary and finite. The second can continue forever, because another person can understand your facts and still keep their opinion. Before adding another paragraph, decide which task you are performing. If the fact is clear, you may already be finished, even if approval has not arrived. The next time you feel the explanation rushing upward, imagine placing one solid sentence on the table. Let it stand. Add a second sentence only if it improves understanding, then stop. You may feel exposed for a moment because you have not padded every edge. That discomfort is not proof that you communicated badly. It may be the feeling of allowing your identity to keep its own weight.